Hey, this is Storm, and I have some really exciting news to share with you today. It was just 2 weeks ago when I posted my 50 sub zoo video to celebrate reaching 50 subscribers on my channel, which was just surreal to me at the time. And now I am sitting at just over 100 subscribers, and it's just so hard to believe. And I'm thrilled that you're liking my videos and watching them, subscribing to them, commenting on them, and I just wanted to make a special zoo video again to celebrate everyone out there who is coming along on this journey with me. And so, without any further ado, let's just jump right in and see what we've got down here. All right, so here we are. We spawn right into this zoo, and this is really going to be good practice for me because I am getting ready to record my final tour of the Swinging Vine Zoo. And I have never been very good at these camera controls, using the keyboard and the mouse at the same time like this. I always end up like in the ceiling or in the ground or in the neighboring habitat. And but I took a poll just to see what people preferred, whether you preferred an overhead kind of cinematic tour with a voiceover or this type of narrated walkthrough tour in the explore camera mode. And the far majority preferred this second type of tour. So this is what I am going to be doing for the final tour of the Swinging Vine Zoo. And so I need a little bit of practice. This will be good practice today. However, I am really impressed that I have made it all the way around the zoo here without ending up stuck in something or in the ground or completely flying right out of this habitat. So this actually is very promising, and I am hoping that, oh, we're going to go through the middle this time. I'm hoping that my final tour of the Swinging Vine Zoo is going to go just as well as this. All right, so I'm going to swing around here and show you what I kind of had, the concept I kind of had for this zoo in the first place when I was thinking about creating a habitat for the meerkat. So I don't know too much about the meerkat, but I do know that it's a burrowing animal just from watching nature shows on TV. And so I wanted to create these burrows. I wanted to use the game burrow for to make their actual hard shelter, but I wanted to create these burrows, these like dug out caves in the dirt, and place the burrows inside them so that it looked like these meerkats were crawling into a hole first before going into their actual burrows. But ran into a couple of problems. First of all, they actually worked really well, putting the burrows down here and creating these mounds over top of them. And it worked really well until I got the meerkats in here and I realized how tiny they are. So these burrows are just way too massive to look realistic for these little guys. So that was their first flaw. And then the second thing that went wrong is the slope down into the burrow. It was just too steep. And so if I wanted to make it so the slope wasn't too steep for the meerkats to get down, I needed to have them come right up. I needed to make the mounds way too big. I ended up just taking the burrows and kind of sticking them into some of the long grass along the edge of the habitat. And then I just kept these though and made them a little bit more shallow so that the meerkats could get into them. And I laid out some of their bedding down there. So they actually do like to go into these big burrows. Here we go. And oh, there's quite a few of them in here, sleeping, all curled up in their bedding down here. So they do like to come in here. They do still use this as their hard shelter. So really it ended up working kind of how I imagined it. It just doesn't really quite look realistic for a meerkat burrow being so massive. But The other thing I didn't realize about this animal in Planet Zoo was that they do make their own holes. They dig their own holes in the ground and, travel around their habitat through these holes, through these tunnels as well. So didn't realize that I didn't really even need to make burrows for them because they make their own. I liked the idea of the guests being able to just walk right through this habitat. So just like the 50 sub zoo, they spawn right into the habitat and can just walk around with the meerkats. I'm not really sure why some of our guests run through the habitat. We have quite a few who like to jog around, and I don't think they're afraid of the meerkats or anything. I definitely had to go into the settings and turn off everything. So because with so many animals in this habitat, they had space issues, they had social issues, and so I just turned off all of their needs. And when I was doing that, I also turned off, fear of the guests being afraid of the animal. So I know they're not running around out of fear. I'm not really sure why they're running. Okay, so here is feeding time for 100 meerkats. Let's see what this looks like. Put in a few extra feeding trays, just thinking that 100 meerkats really couldn't fit all around one of these feeding trays. And what ends up happening is they eat pretty fast, and they devour an entire tray before all of the meerkats can get over here to eat. But it really doesn't seem to matter, because if some of the meerkats eat, then they all are happy, and it's as if they all ate. Alright, so you can see that there are 100 meerkats in this habitat, and every single one of them is named after one of my subscribers. If your subscription list is public, then I can see your handle, and I have given a meerkat your name. And if it is private, though, I can't see your name, so I have given the rest of the meerkats random names, and we're going to scroll through them in just a second so you can pick whichever one you like the best, and that will be your meerkat. So as I said before, they're all girls, for two reasons. One being, we don't need any more baby meerkats in this habitat. It is already very overcrowded. And the second being that I just don't know whether you would prefer to be a boy or girl meerkat. Alright, so that's it. I really hope that you enjoyed this meerkat habitat as much as I enjoyed making it. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!